So how do you protect yourself against legal disputes? Don't go into business. Don't be involved in personal relationships. Essentially, anything you do in the business space or personal relationship space, you have the potential for dispute. I mean, we're human beings. That's what we do. We have different opinions, we have different perspectives, we don't always agree with each other, and sometimes you end up in dispute. So the best way to avoid a dispute is not get involved in one in the first place, or not create one in the first place. But chances are that's an impossible dream. So protecting yourself in circumstances of a dispute are the more documentation you have to reinforce that what your perspective on the dispute is correct and believable and supportable and all of those things. Documentation's great. That can be diary notes, it can be all sorts of things. Some people record conversations. There are rules around recording conversations which are different in each state and territory. So provided that you're compliant with those rules, you may or may not be able to use recorded content. Documentation and also protecting relationships. So we've worked with project managers in particular in the past where they've said, well, how do I avoid a dispute in this contract? Build a relationship with the primary contact point for the other party. If you've got a good relationship, if you can talk to each other, if you can be blunt with each other and frank with each other and say, well, I'm concerned about this, those sorts of things help you avoid disputes because they create a situation of negotiation. You can learn how to communicate more effectively. And it sounds really trite and it sounds really obvious, but a lot of people don't know how to communicate in a way to have a conversation to move forward rather than a dispute. The minute you say to someone you're wrong, it generates a reaction in them where you have a dispute happening because people don't like to be wrong. So conversations which say, I'm concerned about this because from my perspective this doesn't seem to work, that's a much softer way of saying you're wrong than you're wrong. So learning some different communication skills may assist in avoiding a dispute. There's no one way to avoid a dispute unless you want to, sit under a tree and meditate for the rest of your life and not deal with people or business or circumstances or anything like that. So developing skills that you can use going forward to help avoid situations that create disputes, that's probably the best you can do. And get support if you do end up in a dispute to try and resolve them quickly.